Into tier 3v3, Estia Province, blue team. Barbarian is a cyborg, also known as zeetorq, rocking a Chaos Sorcerer offensive and disruptive hero with powerful battlefield manipulation and control. Alongside, very strong, is a Warboss, a melee hero that can walk through objects, very good offense, disruption and support from the front line. Rounding off the blue team here, Rambo as a force commander, very good offense, fighting melee combat, can also tank, disrupt and support with buffs. Red team, Geo with another force commander, this is the Ultramarines DLC. And alongside two Imperial Guard players, first up Inekura as a Inquisitor, offensive hero with powerful control abilities, begins in melee combat but can get specialized ranged weapons, the Death Core of Krieg DLC. And rounding us off here, OceansAteAlaska with a Lord Commissar, strong offense and support, fights in melee combat, begins with a Refractor Shield. Up against the force commander on the eastern side, west is Geo's force commander against the Chaos Sorcerer, and here comes some greenskin support. Looks like both players being doubled on the flanks here. Marines backing away, hammer of the witches on the force commander's face, in goes the Lord Commissar. And what are the chances that both of these sentinels get out of tier 1? I don't think it's very high. The center of Estia is pretty open, and with potentially 3 players focusing down the sentinel, it's going to be tough to get them both out into tier 2. But we'll see. They're bashing power right now, these Imperial Guard fellas. Lord Commissar chasing stuff all the way back, using his shield to laugh off bolter fire. Shotguns up over here for Geo. Doom bolts flying in, but they miss. Warboss wants to smack some faces off. Facilitating a little power bash here by keeping this stuff pressured on. Much easier to do this obviously when it's 2v1. When it's 2v2 and you overextend and they push you back, they can go all the way back to your power. But when it's 2v1 it's a bit harder because that one player needs to do the capping and stuff. It's harder for them to get all the way back to the power. Spotters on the way for Oceans. We've got Devastators for Rambo. Try and stem the tide of guardsmen flooding towards him with sentinels and stuff. Needs to get back that power too. Oh, actually getting shots on the sentinel there, right on the edge of the firing arc. Just backs away. And a decap for zeetorq on the power. We have burners up for the sluggers. I was going to say maybe we'll see triple shooters or looters for the orcs, but nope. Storm boys. Let's just bash the sentinels to death. There's a good stomp. Do they both have their stomp up? Nope. They might want to think about some anti-melee then. The Inquisitor's really good at controlling melee squads, especially in tier 2, when she can get assail and stuff from the Excruciators. But the Lord Commissar's actually a pretty good brawler with his shield and upgraded melee weapons and stuff. He can get stuck into some melee squads and mess them up. Having to retake this noded power here are the red team. Tough start for Geo up against 2 players with just Marines and Scouts. Now getting an assault squad though. And the east side, red team were pushed back a bit, but not all the way. Have stopped the tide at the contested power there of the Space Marines. We got double Devastators from Rambo. Spotters here to help counter them. There's your smoke shell. They can also call in a disruptive mortar shell and an incendiary shell in tier 2. They got all the shells, those guys. Flank here on these scouts. I'm amazed that only 1 scout died there. Sentinel gets the stomp, but does it get away? Storm boys are on it. And some Daka there just finished it off. So the answer is no. Both Sentinels are not going to get into tier 2. It's so tough to get that happening. Hammer of the Witches again on the force commander. But there was stuff in behind here. She didn't want to hang around. And blue team are going to push through. Now this is the 2v2 situation where you don't want to overextend and get pushed all the way back again. Obviously you want to bash the power, you want to decap stuff. But with your melee squads, for example, be a little bit more cautious maybe. These guys are using their burners. Storm boys should be hanging back here, I think. Devastators are here to cover it, which is going to help. Some repairs for that sentinel. Here comes Inekura from the mid. Might try and get a little flank around the side here. Nope, goes head on. Devastators have their advanced targeting. Those vengeance rounds really messing up the sentinel. Look at that. Aiming, what's that? Suppressing the Inquisitor. Stormboy's on capping duty, and here are the sluggers. Stormboy's actually jumping in. I thought they were going to just back away there, but they found some guardsmen to chop up with slugger support. Oh, there's that Lord Commissar with his brawling. He's got his power sword, allows him to disrupt and get a speed boost with lead by example. It's a nice ability to mess up those early melee squads. Oh, Devastator's in trouble here. Rambo misjudging this, and they fall. Staying in play, though, is the blue team on this power. They're going to need to back off soon. Force Commander with some battle crying. Catachans with the disruption there from OceansAteAlaska. Inekura goes to tier 2 with just double guardsmen. So could see an early Chimera, maybe an early Bane Wolf. Inquisitors down there, and look at this. They stuck with it, got a flamer up, and now they're bashing. Got a decap here, but it looks like did the sluggers wipe? No, the sluggers got away. One slugger got away. The Warboss is now capping. This is going to be a triple for the blue team. This has been a really good concerted push, and they did it with restraint, you know. They didn't push too far. Disruption from the Catachans there. I guess it did drop that Devastator squad. But other than that, it was pretty clean. zeetorq with some Raptors up at the end of tier 1, going into tier 2 now. And here are the Assault Marines of Geo. Looks like they haven't got a huge amount of kills. Fully upgraded scouts though with their sergeant and shotguns. Doom bolts flying in. Look at that damage. Took half the health off those tactical marines almost. Raptors not. There we go. Don't fight the force. I want to jump on those guys. Those marines are actually in trouble. They do run away. Doom bolts again, doing a good job on those assault marines. One of them actually died. And now some Ork support. Stormboy's coming out of nowhere. And there's the Nob Leader queued up for tier 2. Stormtroopers for Inekura and a Bane Wolf, which now spawns at your base rather than wherever you want it. And he can do this, look at that. It's got a chem cannon on top, which makes very short work of structures or so-called light buildings such as generators. Also pretty good at messing up infantry, as you may expect. Doesn't want to hang around though. Raptors do have their aspiring champion who has a heavy melee demon maul there. Would be a threat, especially to the rear armor of a Bane Wolf, but it does get away. You see the passive speed reduction on its chem cannon. I believe it's also got a damage reduction, much like the Bile Spewer of the Plague Champion, and there's the big chem cannon puddle of crap. Again, much like the Bile Spewer. Warboss charging in. Now he's angry. With his angry bits. There's a Stormboy jump. They have their Nob Leader now. You see the stun on landing. And also a heavy melee huge chopper. Because what's better than a chopper? A huge one. Hard Boys helps them escape there. A global buff from the Warboss. Just 25% damage resist. Uh-oh, Tank Busters don't have it though. Are they going to escape? Looks like they're going to be okay. Oh, the Bane Wolf actually blocked the Lord Commissar. Yeah, path block. I think he would have killed that Tank Buster. But now they're getting a power bash. Do we have any other anti-vehicle aside from the melee stuff? Not yet. Oh, aside from the Tank Busters, of course, which are reinforcing, or soon to be reinforcing up base. Catachans doing their disruption. Orks coming from the other side, but being cut off here by Stormtroopers a bit. Smoke from the Catachans there gives them a damage resistance, range damage resistance, and I believe it's full suppression immunity to surrounding allies inside that smoke. Pretty useful. Almost level 3 Lord Commissar. Getting stuck in. He really does want to be on the front line, tying things up as soon as possible and protecting his fragile guardsmen from range fire whenever he can. Stormboy is getting in the back of that blob of guardsmen, which was bad news for those fellas. Catachans maybe could have turned around and done a shotgun blast and stayed in play, but didn't want to risk it. And they don't have their Commissar squad leaders yet, so they can't break those retreats. I think the Bane Wolf is done for. I mean, he's done some work, but you've got tank buses on it, you've got Raptors, you've got Storm Boys. It's not going to get away. Didn't even need that jump, but down it goes. 498 to 155. Look at the VP lead for the blue team here. Meanwhile, west side, haven't seen a lot of action here. Been so much going on the eastern edge. Scouts getting the VP back. What is this? We have a Razorback for Geo. Assault squad don't have a sergeant right now, and they might have had one. Force commander with Artificer and a Power Fist. And zeetorq with nothing out in tier 2, from what I can see, unless they lost something already. Robes of Torment, Sigil of the Rift, Warp Fire can really mess with stuff with this loadout. Warboss has got the Power Claw up, 95 heavy melee DPS, and Geo can't stand against the two players there. Meanwhile, the Imperial Guard players are they doubling? Nope, Inekura's coming to the west. Need to sync up a little bit here. Got a plasma gun. Power Fist is in play as well. Assault squad jumping in a little bit too isolated there. Inekura only has double guardsmen. The stormtroopers went down at some point as well. Warboss is going to fall. Power Fist to the back does it. Raptors seeing off the guardsmen. Sluggers getting in there. Storm Boys getting in there. And the Chains of Torment messing with the Force Commander there. Need to try and destroy this central mass. There's nothing really around to do it. Razorback. Bibs, maybe. Bomber Boys couldn't quite finish it off. Raptors going for it now, but base turrets will protect it. Where is that Lord Commissar? He's on the east side, leveled up to 3. Bionic Eye now, Inspired Determination and Stubbornness, which helps him brawl. Also has a pretty good sidearm as well. Helps him pick off models. Oh, Terminator Force Commander with a heavy flamer just wiped out the power there. As I'm sure they mentioned in the chat. Heretics are surely dead. Yep. Not sure what they were up to. But something got the Razorback over there. A single Assault Marine jumping on those guys. Warboss back to his feet. Gets almost got a swing on that Power Claw against the Assault Squad, but goes down again. He just wanted to fight so much. Purgatus for the Inquisitor. Fantastic abilities. And gives her 200 more health as well. Stuns and damages enemies. Going to be helpful against the inevitable Nob Squad. Although, arguably, Excruciators would be better there against a single Nob Squad to completely shut it down. But look at this. It's hard to turn that down. And if you can time ending the ring, you can do a big chunk of damage as well. Good grenade. Retreated, I think, just in time. Storm Boys jump. Force Commander's there to counter-initiate, but doesn't have to hammer. Still, I mean, it's the bloody Power Fist. Messing them up. And had the support of ranged fire there. Down goes the Nob Leader, going to need to repurchase that. 484 to 71, such a massive VP lead for the blue team here. Inekura is into tier 3. And zeetorq down to 2 units. Get some more Raptors up in tier 3. Not expecting that. Marco Tzeentch CSM as well. Will do a lot of damage to those tactical marines there. They're not firing. And now they're caught out of position. Catachans with the Inspired Determination. Such a terrifying buff. Doubles the damage and 3.5 more speed. Also heals all the fellas he didn't kill to full health. It's really good with Ogrins and Catachans. Melee squad's obviously benefiting from all that speed a hell of a lot. Tier 3 for very strong, and zeetorq has gone mental. Just Raptors all round. They're all getting aspiring champions as well. Okay. Sorcerer's lost it, you guys. More stormtroopers for Inekura, really late out here. Are they saving for a Baneblade? Surely we'll see a Leman Russ first. They just wanted to get something on the field, I think, while they wait for the power. Speaking of power, it's a power bash on the east side from Oceans. Does now have Commissars on these guys, so they can bash, retreat off, and then break the retreat. You might want to run away, fellas. That's a heavy flamer. Basically made to melt guardsmen. You have a level 3 sorcerer here. The grenade indicator on his icon is just telling you that he has robes of torment. Often used as a generic icon for AoE stuff, even if it doesn't do damage. I don't think the robes of torment does damage, is it? The chains, I mean. Just locks you in place. 442 to 45. 2-1 for the red team, but they're not going to hold this west side for very long. Brave guardsmen trying to fight this tank buster barrage coming in. Not sure what the Storm Boys are up to. Trying to go after the Marines, I suppose. Got some late tactical Marines here for Geo. Were they drop podded in? They were drop podded. There it is. Baneblade, indeed, for Inekura. Storm Boys eating a grenade. Was that their own? That was their own grenade, I believe. I thought that was maybe the scouts throwing one in error. But nope. They ran on their own grenade. They're pros, those guys. Special Forces. Assault Squad level 2 with their Sergeant. Nob Squad now for very strong. And triple Raptors for zeetorq. And they've gone for Melter Gun spam. Now this is... What are they doing? Are they going for base turrets here? Yep, just jumping in behind and getting those base turrets. Look how quickly they're going to do this as well. It's one way to win. That was insanely quick. Why are you jumping again, fellas? They're getting it done. That's quite ominous there. Force Commander's now bashing power. And the Baneblade is up. Goes towards the... goes towards those Raptors, actually. Submarines can't do anything because they got chained. Bit of damage to the stronghold already. From those triple Raptors. That was a hell of a lot of damage already. And they escape just fine. And it's more Raptors for zeetorq. Let me get some more melter guns. Can't believe I can't remember the last time I saw even 2 melter Raptors on one player's roster, let alone 4. That's probably going to be a las cannon from Oceans because we now have a land raider redeemer from Rambo, which is not pushing on the VP. Manticore of Oceans is quite far forward, but looks like it's going to be okay. What is this? It's Terminators for Rambo, but they're the regular Terminators. This Force Command is having a lot of fun bashing power and stuff. And then we do see that las cannon. There's another... Oh, it's another las cannon for Oceans. Gonna get maybe one shot at least. Oh, it's shooting a Force Command. I don't think it actually has vision over here. Despite having range, you also need to be able to see your target. Generally useful. Lord Commissar level 4. See those Terminators giving off that inspiration buff every time they kill something. Space Marines love the killing. Decap the power. Inferno pistol. Where's the Judgment? Judgment is up on something. Oh, it's over there. It's on these Marines. So after like 20 seconds or so, she can judge them and do 300 damage. Which is pretty fun. It's also an AoE and it like knocks you over and stuff. Purgatus. Terminators do not like stuns. Inquisitor is actually really good at fighting Terminators with all of her control abilities that they can't retreat out of course. 258 to 45. Guys are hanging around. And there we see them judged. Awesome. Don't get to see it that often. Usually they just run away. Here's the Nob squad getting their U-jammers up. Just running through those guardsmen as you may expect. Catachan's getting a heal. Oh, that was Inspired Determination. They're going to finish off the sluggers. Can they fight a Nob squad with the determination up? Maybe not. Frenzy goes up. Got a decap here, 241 to 45. I mean, the red team are closing the gap on the VPs. There's now a Baneblade and a whole bunch of other stuff sitting on the western side. And this is going to be Assault Terminators. Yes, it is for Geo. There they are with Thunderhammers and Storm Shields. Meanwhile, they are getting their natural back. It's not lost for the red team by any means. You've got some Kasrkin for Inekura now. And they've got plasma guns. They know how to use them. You point and shoot and try not to explode yourself. 4 Raptors with melter guns. I mean, with Land Raider support, this could actually be super effective. Jump in, throw your melters, shoot stuff, then just retreat back to the Land Raider. What are they doing now? Oh, they're going for base turrets again, are they? Just a little side project for zeetorq. Got those two. Are they going for them? What are they doing? I don't know what they're doing. There's another Purgatus. Looted tank on the way for very strong. Got some Stern Guard and Vanguard veterans for Geo. And here are your Assault Terminators. West side pretty quiet. Blue team pushing onto the natural here. But they're defending it for now. Do you still have 2 las cannons? Yep, they still have 2 las cannons, Oceans. Land Raider has taken some damage. Lots of reinforcing and healing up now. Doesn't look like Rambo wants to push on the VP. These guys are turning into Stern Guard. Takes a little while. There's that looted tank. Already getting the reinforced plating going. Kasrkin, which do have a faster capping trait. We're trying to go for the VP there, but they got spotted by some angry Orks. Meanwhile, west side, the Chaos Space Marines are going to die trying to cap here. I don't think the Demolisher Cannon was necessary, but they died, that's for sure. I think zeetorq just wanted them dead so they could get more Raptors. We're going to see 5 Raptors. What are these fellas up to? They haven't gone for the base turrets yet. Very odd. 179 to 45. Oh, he's only level 3, this guy. This fella, of course, can't level up. Because he's got his Terminator armor on. Oh, the big boom shot didn't go off. The looted tank went down. Las cannon shot also the melter from the sergeant over there. And, of course, the Inferno pistol doing some good damage. Here we go. They're going for the... what do they call it? The Bastion. Mines dropped in. Doing a hell of a lot of damage here. Purgatus is enough to stop them, I think. Yeah. Big old retreat. But I think they're all going to make it. I think they're all going to make it. There wasn't enough melee stuff there to punish that retreat. Oceans made his thoughts clear about the HQ bash. This guy's dead. Down he goes. It's a good place for the Land Raider right now. Can support the knobs and those Terminators and stuff. Assault Terminator took a lot of damage. Are they going to get their claws? I'm surprised they don't already have them, to be honest. They want the Thunderhammers to go after the Land Raider maybe, but I think your immediate threat is the Nob squad and all these Marines. And Lightning Claws would mess them up. Hard boys on the knobs. Meanwhile, these guys having a chat while they cap about, you know, heresy and stuff. Demolisher, a decent hit. Here comes the Lord Commissar sprinting into action with lead by example up. Messing up the tank busters. This is a medical bunker here from Inekura, allowing those guys to reinforce off it. And they'll be reinforcing 3 at a time. Level 4 guardsmen. There's that chains again. And here we see all the Raptors. 5 Raptors with melter guns. Can they take out the Baneblade? Well, obviously they can. But is the Inquisitor still here? Inquisitor's still here. And there's the Guards just as they land. Really messed them up. Wow. Perfectly placed. They jumped in the worst possible location. But they can just retreat back to the Land Raider now and recover. There's a Imperial Abyss from zeetorq, which was very nasty actually. It was bad news for Geo. The frag assault kind of knocked them into it as well. And those guys are going to retreat right through it, are they? Oh, it ended just in time. But the Stone Guard did fall. 51 to 30. Red team have clawed back a hell of a lot of VPs. And some of it maybe is because zeetorq had his own side mission to destroy the bases. Looks like they've maybe got over it now. And they're like, hey, maybe we should get some VPs. Leman Russ on the way for Inekura. Blue team grabbed it. They did enough to grab it. So much firepower here. Raptor's now taking a wider angle towards the Baneblade. Where is the Inquisitor? She's not there. Her Gartis is basically perfect for messing these guys up. All the melter bombs go in. Tons of damage onto the Baneblade, but it has survived that. Stone Guard with their vengeance rounds loaded in, trying to do some damage to the Baneblade. But there's not much else doing it. Of course, one of the Terminator trying to get power fists on there. But didn't work out. There's that demolisher cannon. All the Raptors are ready to go again because of that Land Raider. Can they get it done? Here comes a knob squad. Surely the Baneblade's going to fall here. Oh, maybe not. Raptors retreated off. Knob squad is on it though. And they can do it all by themselves. They really can. There's 2 knob squads actually. Yeah, down goes the Baneblade. 35 to 20. It's so close on the VPs. Are they going to just smack the bunker to death? There's that Leman Russ, goes for Vanquisher. Haven't really been able to get close to the Land Raider for a little while. Uh-oh, there's an orbital now from Rambo. I assume that's going to one-shot the bunker. Yeah, bunker's done for. And therefore everything inside it is done for. Red team needs to go for this VP now, I think. I mean, there's shooter boys there, they can deal with those. Desperation, need to try and split blue team off the west side. Here comes some level 4 guardsmen. Oh, looks like they only have the Commissar, not the Sergeant. Sergeant's fallen over. Rocket run. Keeps them off the VP. I think that was Inekura. Vanguard veterans, friendly fire. I'm not sure what Rambo's talking about there. Oh, here we go. Raptors are on the HQ again. Looks like they might take it out. I don't know why they keep jumping like this. They're having some fun. They like to jump. Yeah, they're going to take it out here. Down it goes. Geo can no longer produce units. Raptors overpowered. Look at this. I'm amazed how quickly they do this. Do melters have like a damage bonus against these defense building types, or whatever it's called? Because the base turrets aren't the same as the turrets you can build with like a tech marine. They are tougher, but not tough enough. Look at this. Level 4 Raptors, some of them as well. Well, one of them's level 4. That's so quick. So quick. Just a Hell Fury strike out of frustration from Inekura there. Somehow, red team have the west side. Some very brave scouts there. 13 to 20. Are the blue team going to pay for their hubris? Well, zeetorq's hubris of bashing the bases. 6 to 20. It's way closer than it should be. Nob squad are going to get a decap here though. Do they have frenzy available? 1 VP. The blue team stop it on 1 victory point here. Now they're dropping below 20, the reds. Is that enough? That little jump from the Raptors there was sped up that cap enough to stop it at 1 victory point there. Vital little jump. Looks like the blue team have it with 1 VP remaining. And there's the game. A 2 to 1 at the end. What a crazy, crazy thing. zeetorq started off relatively normal, then just lost his head and got all of the raptors he could find and went base hunting. This one was down. Geo still had units at the end though. Was retreating back here but just couldn't produce anything else. I guess they could drop pod some marines in maybe? Yeah, a bizarre ending. Very strong Warboss only got level 2. How is that possible? The amount of guardsmen that must have died. That's crazy. Had his heavy armor at the end. Sorcerer's level 6. The Terminator Force Commander was actually down. Had a level 4 Force Commander for Geo Inekura, level 5 Inquisitor. And Oceans with a level 6 Lord Commissar. There you have it guys. It was a frantic one. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you next time.